Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Ryan on Gaming. Today's topic is why virtual reality is not a fad. That's right, not. And this is kind of one of those like bullshit videos because I'm kind of going off like a technical standpoint, which is it's not a fad because it's not a thing yet. It's not on the market. It's not being sold to consumers. And that's really the gist of it. And we really got this conversation done really fast. No, but seriously, let's get into it a little bit. I think it is a thing, right? I mean, Oculus Rift has been getting so much press recently, and it's a huge thing. People that have the dev kits do videos on YouTube, and you see it at E3 every year. You know, it's a thing, right? It is a thing. And Sony has recently jumped into this kind of, again, it's not really a market yet, but they have openly revealed Project Morpheus for the PlayStation 4. That is virtual reality on the PS4, and that's a home console. That is something that's possibly going to have mass market appeal, or at the very least, it's going to be in the mass market, right? PS4 is kind of a mass market thing at this point. I mean, it sells extremely well. It's selling at such a faster rate than any other console has at this point, as far as I know. I believe either way, it's selling at an extremely faster rate than most home consoles. So it's got that appeal, or at the very least, it's, you know, in the media. You know, people know about it. People know what a PS4 is, and people know what Oculus Rift is at this point. Even people that aren't necessarily super into video games or play video games often, or maybe like buy Call of Duty or Madden once a year, right? A very casual player. They know what these things are. Now it's just a matter of, you know, are they going to be successful once they're actually released? And that's up for debate. That's not necessarily what the video is going to be about. The point of this video is that VR, virtual reality, is not a fad because it's not out, you know? It's not being sold to consumers yet. The market hasn't, you know, gotten a taste of it, and we haven't seen if they've bought into it yet. Excuse me. 3D, for example. 3D is something that has been out. There's 3D televisions. Sony tried it with the PlayStation 3. There's plenty of 3D PlayStation 3 games. I mean, PC's had this for a while. I mean, 3D has definitely been a thing. And it's been a matured thing, right? You can go to a multi-million-dollar movie, and you can either watch it regularly, or they do offer you those glasses and the extra price and everything. There are 3D PlayStation 3 games. Those are high-definition, big games on your big 3D TV. Like, it's a thing. It is a thing. And 3D has come down in prices. PS3s are very affordable. You can buy 3D Blu-ray movies. It's just not something that has really kind of taken the world by storm. I think it's easy for most of us to gauge the fact that 3D is not a huge thing. It just isn't. So that right there could possibly tell you, you know, if that was a fad or not. I mean, 3D is still being sold. There's still 3D movies, and I don't think Sony's done a 3D game in a while, but again, it's one of those things where you can safely say, yes, this is something the market hasn't gone crazy over. I think another thing here is maybe to get down to the core of the word fad. Again, this seems like a very technical video that is probably annoying people, because I sometimes hate when people get like super technical, but like the word fad. Fad, and I just looked it up to make sure, again, being super technical here, but it's like, you know, it's deemed popular, and it's just something that, you know, people are following it just because. I shouldn't even have to explain what the word is. We all know what fad means, and I mean that doesn't really like apply here. It's just one of those offhanded comments that people say online, just type like because maybe they're just like seeing it in the media. They're sick of logging into IGN and seeing another story about virtual reality or something, and it's, you know, I guess it's fair for them to say because they're sitting at home and they haven't actually tried it for themselves. Because I wouldn't, you know, I'm at the point where, you know, I always want to try something before I make judgment of it, and virtual reality is the same thing. 3D was the same thing. HD, when it first started, was the same thing. I don't make judgments until I actually try it, but maybe those people are just kind of annoyed of always seeing it around all the time online. Oh my god, I keep seeing VR. And again, this isn't really a conversation about if it could potentially be something or if it couldn't, but more so just like, why it isn't a fad? Because again, you gotta let it happen first. You gotta let it be out there. You gotta try it yourself. And I think that's a big one. You really do have to try it yourself, because a lot of people have really great impressions of it. This really becomes a broad topic, not just with VR, but with anything. You know, if you're ever going to make any judgments, at least, you know, give it a go before you try it. And that's certainly asking too much from the internet, because if somebody sees a review of a game and they see it gets a 7, what the fuck, this game deserves a 9, even though it's 2 weeks from coming out, because that guy can't even play it himself. But he thinks it's 9. He thinks it's a 9. It should be a 9. It should be. What? You didn't give it a 9? What's the matter with you? It's definitely one of those things where, yeah, I might be asking too much from the internet here in the community and 9-year-olds, because I would assume most 9-year-olds are saying that. If you're like over 20 years old and you're saying things like that, dude, fucking weird. Now, to kind of top this video off and this conversation off, let me leave you with this. VR is a fad, blah, blah, blah. I'm so sick of seeing VR. You know, if you're in this industry, you know, if you play video games a lot, if you're the kind of person that just likes games and you know, log into IGN every day and blah, 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 why is it so easy to say that when the whole point is, even if VR fails, VR, virtual reality, it's being built by people that love this industry and love games, right? I mean, the Oculus guys are really passionate about what they're doing. I'm sure Sony, you know, they're doing it because they, you know, they like video games, right? They put it on when they're testing it and they're like, oh, this is so cool. Like, it's not like they're building it to, like, capitalize on something. They're not building it to, you know, again, like, follow a fad or be popular or impress people. Like, it's a thing, right? Like, they're trying. It's kind of like how, a lot of people always think corporations are, like, so evil and stuff, but, like, not necessarily, because in order to have a successful business, you have to be good at what you do. You have to enjoy your craft. The video game industry is ran by people that play video games and love video games and want more awesome video games and more advancements in the industry. Anywho, that about does it for me on this episode of Ryan on Gaming. Comment like you always should, because I know you're going to. Do that up. And I don't know, what are you doing tonight? I'm probably gonna edit this video, then I'm gonna eat something because I'm starving right now, then I'm going to either play The Last of Us Remastered or watch Hell's Kitchen, because I really like Gordon Ramsay a lot. Okay, but really, this video's over. See you later.